Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Python for beginners. In the previous video we did some basic execution of Python. Today we will learn about something called variables. So before we begin, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you will get the first update on whenever I post a new video. So let's begin. Now I'll go back to my first operation that we did yesterday, and yeah, I'm on that screen, and we did 2 plus 3. So now we enter, it's obviously 5. So whenever we learn maths in the beginning, it's just playing with numbers. So after we get to know maths and numbers very well, algebra comes into picture. And when there's algebra, we always have this concept of using x and y. So what we do is let x be equal to something, like maybe 2. We'll write that on the ID, so I'll write x equals 2 and we'll not enter it right now. So in this case what I'm doing is I'm storing 2 in a variable called x. Now here's a new word for us, variable. So what is a variable? Well, variable is something where you can store a value. Let's take an example of a box. So I have 5 oranges with me and they're in a box. In this case, the box is the variable and 5 is the value that we store in it. So here I have stored a value 2 in the variable called x. And it does not matter what name do you want to give to the variable. It can be anything. Example a plus b, box, etc. So let's just hit enter. And it's stored. So this is the first time that when we hit enter, we do not get a result. So when we assign a value to a variable, it stores the value in the memory of the computer. Now let's try x plus 3. And yes, it works. We got 5. This is because x has the value 2. And when we add x and 3, we get the result 5. Now let's try to store 3 as well. For this I will do y equals 3 and enter. So I guess now we have 2 variables stored. Let's see if now we can add the 2 of them. So let's do x plus y and enter. Yes, we got 5. Now x has 2 and y has 3. But why are both of them called variables? The term variable means that it can change. So if I write x equals 5, so I enter it and then I type x plus y and the result comes as 8. This means that the value of x has been changed from 2 to 5, and because of that we got the result 8. Now if I want to print the value of x, I just write x and enter. So it will give 5. Let's try to find out the value of a new variable. So now I'll do a plus b and enter. It gave an error. This is because we haven't defined ABC anywhere, and that's why the error came as the name ABC has not defined. Now let's say I do x plus 2, it gave me 7. And now to this equation, so for the above one I'll add y, but I'm not adding x plus 2's solution to y, right? If I want to use the previous result and do new operation with it, I use an underscore. So if I write underscore plus y and hit enter, we can see that we got the value 10 because x plus 2 was 7 and we used the previous result and added y to it, which is 3. So 7 plus 3 is 10. So that's why we got the value 10. So now I'll enter word equal to, and in single quotes I'll write like and space. So enter. So here I've typed a word. Now I'll type word and enter. So it has printed like and. Now let's try word plus, and I'll try to add another word in it. Subscribe. Now hit enter and it's printed as like and subscribe. So moving ahead, let's take a new variable called name and I'll store YouTube in it. I messed up again. Now what if I want to fetch a letter from the name? Now we know that a string is made up of different letters, and those letters are called characters in programming languages. So let me switch to my screen, that is my document, and I'll explain it better. Okay, yes. So as you can see here, YouTube is made up of 7 letters, but in programming languages the numbering starts with 0. So if I want to print, let's say B from the particular word, so I'll have to use something known as square brackets and I'll have to mention the number inside it. So if I want B, I will just write name or the variable name in square brackets, and in that I'll write 5 and enter, and it will print B. So let's try it out. So I'll switch back to my screen, and yes, so if I want B, so I'll do the name in square brackets 5 and I hit enter, so we get B. Now we know that the string length starts from 0, so it's YouTube's length is 7, but because it starts from 0, so it's 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now if I write name and 7 and hit enter, it will give me an error which says the string index is out of range. This is very easy to understand, as it means that we are trying to fetch something which is outside the range of the particular thing, and because of that it has given us an error. Now let's go back to our document. Okay, so now I said that the string starts from 0, so that is from the start, but I didn't tell you guys that the string also starts from -1 from the end. So the string length is actually -7 from the end, while it is 6 from the beginning. So if I want to fetch B without using positive numbers, I'll write name and then -2. So let's try it out. So I'll switch back to my editor and I'll do name in brackets -2, and it gives me B. Similarly, if I want the first letter, I will do name and -7, whereas for the last letter I'll do name and -1. Yes, so this works. Now what if I want to print, let's say, the first 3 letters, that is YOU from the word. So for that I'll use semicolon. So I'll write name and then in the brackets I'll write 0:3. So now what this does, it will print the letter from the starting number, which is 0, that is Y, till 3, but it will not consider 3, so it will only print the letters which are there on the number 0, 1 and 2. So if I click enter, it prints U. Now if we don't specify the end, what will it do? So let's do let's say name and I do -2, so let's do it from the end this time. So I click enter, so it gave me only BE. This means that it will print the entire word from the start number that we have given to the end of the word. So now if we don't specify the beginning, what will happen? It will just do the opposite. So it will print the number from the start of the word till the end, excluding the number which is there at the specified number. So if I print name semicolon 3, so it will print only YOU because it's at 0, 1 and 2, and yeah, the 3 won't be printed because it only considers the things before 3. What if I specify the wrong range? So if I type name :3:20, now as we know, if you specify something out of the range, it gives us an error, but in this case we do not have 20 letters, so this won't give us an error. It will print the entire word from the specified starting number till the end of the word, so it prints two. Now one drawback of these strings are that these strings are immutable. This means that we cannot change the string elements once they are entered. So if I want to change the word YouTube to myTube, so simply I'll just do 0:3 equals my, and this should work, right? But as we can see, this does not work and gives us an error called the string object does not support item assignment. This means that we cannot change the word after we have typed in it, but we can change the complete string. So if I write name equals, let's say, Facebook, and I type name again, so in this case it printed Facebook instead of YouTube, so we have overwritten the entire string. Now one function which we can use while using strings is the length function, so we can get the length of the complete string. So if you want that, we can do len, and in brackets we can write the name or the variable whose length you want. So hit enter, and it's 8 because Facebook is of 8 letters, so the length of the string is 8. So I guess guys, that is it for today for the basic understanding of variables. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell for quick updates on when I post new videos. And if you're enjoying it, do let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.